Hey, we got a game. So this is TackleZone Star Division, Season 2. We got the first of two semifinals. It's Nîme El Asin. I cannot say it, it's French when it's best. Playing his pro elf of Union elves, whatever we want to call them, with Eldred, versus Supajee, or Zuba, playing his dirty orcs. And we are go. Hopefully PC will be joining us soon. And the other semi-final is CJ Blackburn's Underworld versus Justitium's Chaos Lords. And hey C bros, how you doing? Eller hvordan går det? From the look of it, we got the elf starting in defense. Need to this. Put the webcam back on. Hey everyone. Performance mode. Perfect. So on one side we got sounds good, Zebra, sounds good. So on one side we got the pro elves with a wrestle lineman, a dodge catcher, another dodge catcher, and it's not even Eldred. Shit, I thought it was Eldred build. It's not. Clearly not. Nice. But we got the dodge blitzer, another wrestle lineman, and a dodge diving tackle blitzer. It's kind of like not crazy about leader elves, but that's in general. 12 players, 3 rerolls, and I have hope. On the other side we got Supajee's orcs, which has skilled up a frenzy blitzer, a guard blitzer, another guard blitzer, a mighty blow blitzer, and 2 guard bobs. Personally, I'm in the 2 bobs with guard, 2 bobs with block, and then do something else camp. But who should say? The wrestle is definitely interesting. Going for the evening, Martin. Going for the poor man's tackle. But also a skill that works against even people that doesn't have dodge. Yeah, the thing is, you could also risk not playing anybody with dodge and then tackle is useless. You've got 4 guard players, so frenzy should be fine. I don't hate it. I'll probably, again, I'd like 2 block buffs and 2 guard buffs. And then probably just 2 guard blitzers. The orcs get an extra reroll, so they got 4 rerolls and the fame. With this particular orc build, I think the elves could be squeezed, but it's still, the elves still have 2 bludgers and nerves of steel and all sort of shit. So it doesn't take much from the orcs to lose it. They'll probably slightly favor the elves if they can survive. He's definitely clearly taking it serious with having alignment as well down deep. Oh, I need to stop it, stop it. I would probably be tempted to go 12 mans and the 2 rerolls. The thing with the leader reroll is often getting used on the leader itself to dodge the similar stuff, so... Oh.
Good evening, good evening.
Good evening, good evening. How are you doing?
I'm alright. Life is tough, lockdown, but we carry on. Right, how are these orcs doing?
It's been... they've not been doing much. I've been mainly just slapping a bit of elves around to get the ball. But besides the stun, nothing has really happened.
Still 11 elves on the pitch, which...
Yep.
I remember this elf team is a no-star build, isn't it? So 12 elves, skills all over the place.
Yeah, it's a bit... I actually misremembered they did call it a elf build before getting into the game. I must say I've been confusing all the 8 different elf builds.
Yes, it was a very popular pick. I mean, it was a rule set that gave them quite a lot of options, didn't it?
And
so
people kind of fancy trying them already. It was quite... I'm not surprised because it's a bubble team already. So giving them a bit extra was definitely...
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, you know, pro elf linemen are cheap as chips, so it does allow you to get all the positionals and get some nice skills on them too.
They do. It's still elves, so it's still not cheap as chips. Oh, actually,
Come on, a 60k lineman. That's
it's good compared to the other elves.
only 10k more than a human.
Yeah, but they do only have 3 and not 4 blitzers though. Not blitzers, catchers.
Catchers.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you, like we were talking about a little bit earlier, it's like you still need to choose about starting with 3 rerolls, 11 players, or 12 players, and 2 rerolls.
Right. So of course here we've got the 12th one on the bench for the second half in case.
And a leader reroll to make it 3 anyway, which I'm not a particular fan of because I hate. I'm a 7. I'm a 7 leader rerolls are just annoying.
It does mean you have to keep it incredibly safe.
Which it's not. Which is not really what happens right now. That's the problem. again with the elves, and if you first start losing players, you cannot keep it safe, and then it's just, yeah, it's
And the Orcs fairly standard in terms of the personnel. We've got the 4 Bobs, 4 Blitzers, Troll, Lineman, and Thrower.
yeah. I do personally like taking the Gobo just for the Hail Mary, for having it for the one turner, and just if you need to score faster.
Yeah, and with Tackle, obviously a lot less prevalent in NAF builds. You know, the Goblin can pull off some incredible plays even without being thrown.
Yeah, just side lane, stopping sideline gauges, filling out squares. I'm not completely against. I would
No,
probably
it's got,
actually play with. If I played Orcs, I would potentially even play with 2.
I have considered and even thought about it for next season. A build with 4, 4, 1, and 3 Goblins.
Yeah, it might be worth
They've got
trying. This is
a
a
lot
good
of
place
money
to.
for re-rolls, and yeah, I mean, I think there's lots of reasons it could go wrong, but I can also see some good things out of that.
And it's a good format to try it in. And then he used all these 4. He used 4 out of the 6 skills on blitzes, which is not technical that normal in NAV. You will normally
No.
do the 4 bobs and then figure out the rest afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, really, you've got 8 players you want skills on. You know, really, you want 1 skill on all the Bobs, and blitzers do get a lot better with guard on them. You know, some people make space for tackle on 1, a mighty blow to try and get some removals. And of course, the troll can easily carry leader for you too, and all of that leaves your thrower naked. So it's sometimes hard to think, where am I going to get the skills on the Orcs, and how am I going to get value out of them? Here,
Yeah,
of course, we've got a frenzy blitzer, haven't we? Are you a fan of that?
I'm again, because of the amount. Like, you can easily also risk not meeting any dots at all. I'm not completely against it, and you got 4 guards, so it shouldn't be a problem getting the 2 dices.
Yeah, getting the support there.
I don't hate it, to be honest. I hate taking tackle because you also risk half your games. Tackle is just bloody useless.
Yeah, you've killed some of your very little skill equity, haven't you?
So I take double guard whites on undead, for example.
Yeah. Because
Because
I think if you are going to take frenzy on a blitzer, then you do need the guards to support it. Whether you put those on bobs or, I mean, I can see then the argument for saying you need a couple of guard blitzers to have the same speed and really get the support where you need it for the frenzy. But it leaves 2 naked bobs, and they're just not very useful.
no, and yeah, I like the 2 block, 2 guard bobs. Build.
Yes.
And then probably I will personally just take 2 guard more. Because if I get enough blocks, I'll get the removals I need. You definitely don't want to lose the blocking war with orcs. So that's, but to be honest, I haven't really played much orcs. Maybe I should give them a try actually as well. I was about to say I don't think I ever played a single counting game with an orc team. It's like Chaos Dwarf for me. Some of the things I'm staying completely clear of.
Really, you don't feel that just a little bit of coaching there would give you some insights into where the weaknesses are and how to stretch them?
The good thing about orcs, there's plenty of other play them, so you at least get plenty exposure against them.
Yes.
The same with trolls.
And I've always thought perhaps their win record suffers because obviously they come in the box. So a lot of newer coaches, particularly on the tabletop scene, will take orcs because it's one they've got and it's one they're used to using. And that I just think that sometimes can hit their record.
Yeah, humans is the same, no doubt about it.
Yes.
But both teams also suffer a bit from the whole they can do everything, but they're not the best at any of it.
Absolutely.
And I think both teams quite suffer for that. But a bit of extra help is starting to be there. The humans are getting up here, and orcs are getting some more love with an extra skill compared to the rest of tier 1.
Yes, I mean, tiering has become such a thing. It's very unusual to find tournaments now that don't, to some degree.
But the next Fumble tournament will be without tiers, if I remember right.
Yeah, they're running one
Sweden.
this weekend that is tier free, 6 games, 3 on the Saturday, 3 on the Sunday. Designed to be sort of lunchtimes in the European zone and then lunchtimes in the American zone, which also happens to be evening for the European zone. So some Europeans will play, both competitions and do 6 a day.
Yeah. I think I'm personally stepping over that one. Scheduled my final schedule with my knockout minor final to be on the Sunday.
Well, of course, I've got the Dome coming up this Sunday, so
Yeah, and I kind
I
of
shall,
want to follow the Dome as well.
I shall be in a coach breaking machine all Sunday, hopefully, or well, for 3 games at least. We'll
I'm
see how
pretty
it
sure
goes.
it'll be at least 4 games.
What, you think he's going to concede one?
I'm pretty sure it doesn't take much to lose a game.
Well, I confess I'm incredibly happy that in the second round you against the legendary Andy Devo. It's a cross between Andy Devo and Andy Diva. I was really pleased. I hate to say it because I do love watching those games and I loved watching both of you coach. But I was secretly really happy when it went 3-0 because it means I can't do worse. No matter how badly it goes on Sunday, the worst I can be is as bad as the other worst person.
Yeah, it was a hard fate for him.
It really was. I thought he deserved better, but he didn't get it.
No,
So you don't get what you deserve in Blood Bowl. You get
no.
what you wrest from the dice.
I got away with a terrible misclick. To be fair, again, that's also a bit. The misclicking thing is annoying because, like, stuff like that will never happen on table. So,
No.
even with the pressure at that state, I feel absolutely fine. Just moving my gates a bit back to the right and the middle, forward to the middle and right with a bit of blocking. But that misclick made everything more interesting.
It certainly did. Really tightened that game up.
Which shouldn't have been any game at that stage. I should just have keep. He should have made. I should have ended up with him trying to do some cage breaking in that game to stop me from scoring. But that's what it is. I still think he had so many players on me in the second game that he shouldn't have left that on. With everything being there. Let's see. We talked a little bit about doing a replay session of some of it because especially a turn like that one is really interesting.
It really was.
Because
Yeah, I really enjoyed watching.
I think he overcommitted to some things that meant actually leaving that one on. And of course it's lucky it's worked, but it shouldn't have been in a position that if it works, then everything else was easy to do.
Yeah.
Situation marks easy.
Now this has been interesting so far. The Orcs have managed to secure it up into a cage. Obviously the Elves pushed into the backfield to see if there was any possibility of messing that cage formation up, but now they've withdrawn, trying to wall up. But we've got a Black Orc, is it, down, trapped near the sideline. That's going to be risky if it tries to get up, or it needs rescuing somehow, and that will take a lot of equity.
Oh shit.
But at the same time, he's pushing up the other side of the pitch, perhaps hoping to pull people away from it and get it back involved that way. But with the troll heading this time, progress might be limited.
Yeah, set is frenzy. Callbacks, and this is the semi-final in my league I'm running. And LE is leader. Another thing you can see is the background colors. Orange is passing skills, green is agility skills, red is strength skills, and blue is general skills. So a lot of players you don't really need to look more than the colors, and you kind of know what they have. But yeah, the Orc has kind of Black Orc had kind of trapped itself by having fun with the leader. That's why it's up there.
Well, as you said, taking that AV7 leader out is a baller move. It can give you a real advantage for the second half.
does it? Maybe. We can talk to Ada with that. Maybe. For mine screen on my color vision doesn't have any problems seeing the difference. Are you watching on a mobile or a big screen? 6SX. Yep. Frenzy. I'm sure we could do a test. I'm sure Ada will be able to make the background slightly lighter, for example.
Yeah, the Twitch stream is a little choppy for me too, so I'm watching in the client. Now that Black Orc that got all the way around the back, that's in a fantastic position. That's
Yeah, I can see.
really going to mean the elves either have to pull all the way back and treat that as the new front line, or take it out somehow and hope that it doesn't get up, and again allow that frenzy to blitz through the lines. But they've gone full contact this turn, haven't they? Pushed the Black Orc blockers right up into the face of those elves. Put two of the corners of the cage are in contact. I'm just not sure I see a way the elves can take advantage of that, though.
No, it's that's the thing with orcs. They are pretty hard to shift, but it's still worth. I will be tempted to try the 2 bar because they still, because of the wrestle, the first 2 dice uphill is still a 70% to work, and
And after that, there's a cheeky 2 die if you want it.
And if he can get that shifted, then he can get probably the other bob shifted. Then there's at least a 1 dice on the ball.
Absolutely.
That's like in the situation now, turn 3/3 rerolls. I'm trying that block. I might not even chuck a reroll at it. I'll just try the first block and see how it goes.
Well, he has got a Poth and the 12th elf, so you know I think you can afford to lose an elf trying something like that, and certainly lose a reroll.
Yeah, definitely worth taking. The thing with the reroll is just there's so much more to do. He might take the 1 dice instead the other direction, and then 1 dice on the guard. But the problem with that is the blocking angles are bad. So you might need to start with the non-block block first and go straight ahead, so you can push it to the left into the ball carrier, and then on the second 1 dice push it away. But it could also. I don't like if you're moving too many players, but if you're going to do it, you need to do it.
I mean, I think he's covering the other flank in case of a fail.
Yeah, but
trying to stop any progress if it doesn't work. But if you don't commit to what you're trying to do, then even if it works, how are you going to sweep the ball up? What are you going to do afterwards?
Yeah, and the orc is not in any hurry going anywhere.
No, you wouldn't have thought so. Of course, there is still that blitzer loose out to the right side of the cage, so if the ball does go down, that's probably the piece that's going to try and sweep it up.
So he ended up actually going for the 2 dice.
Yeah, taking the red dice anyway.
Yeah, I don't. Again, I will have been tempted to. If you put that man over, I'll have been tempted to do the 1 dice first, because you kind of need to. No, you cannot follow though. That's a bit awkward. There's a guard there.
Yeah, whichever way he pushes it, there's going to be a guard, so it's going to be a 2 red dice on the ball. But the ball, the ball hit will be there if he really wants it.
Yeah, he might say now he didn't get that pop down to the floor. We don't do it. Again, and now he's definitely not doing it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, with the reroll gone, you can't be doing a 2 red at this point, surely.
Nah, I'm not sure about the follow-up. That might mean he's going to do it. In Mustache, it's the only reason I can see for the follow-up is he's coming for the 2 dice uphill.
Yeah, it looks like he is. I'm not sure I love this without a reroll. And hence the skull. But not even a stun, so nothing, no damage done.
No, and it's still only a 3 in 10 to hit the skull. It's still better odds not to hit it than hit it. It's not terrible.
Yes, of course, without block on the thrower or both down is no use to the orc either.
No, it's pretty decent odds for knocking the orc down, and it's not good odds for knocking yourself down. Lots of dodge catch. Too many options from the orcs, cannot pick. Yeah. Interesting to see if the orc moves the ball at all or just stays central.
Well, if he stays where he is, then obviously that elf can stand up and have another 2 red on him, but...
It's not. He's moving a bit to one of the sides, I would imagine.
Yes, I think he's going to move diagonally up right one, isn't he? Seems to be creating a little pocket for himself there behind those 2 blitzers.
Yeah, but it was slightly weird with the Black Orc going down the flank on the other side alone. When he did that move, I was thinking he was going to move the cage over to that side. Then block the man he blocked, and then blitz the line elf on the corner, and then stand over in that square. But now I'm not so sure anymore. Because he did.
I think he just wanted it back in the game, didn't he? So I guess he just thought, let's get that up, and then I'll worry about where I'm going. I'm not sure he saw it as part of his plan.
No, and it's a bit weird again. So he blocked with the guard, didn't follow with the guard, and now he's putting the Black Orc where his guard blitzer could have been standing already.
Yeah.
It seems. Ooh, that was a wrestle dude going. Apple straight away, yep, Apple straight away.
Yep.
And it worked. Because it was badly hurt, so it
Yep.
makes sense on a wrestle. It's not going to be the greatest place, no matter where he's going to put the ball carry.
Yes, yeah.
I think there had been more space if you followed up with guard blitzing that Melandron and move players up to the pocket in the left side. But I also understand if you don't want to be stuck there.
I mean, perhaps he just wanted some contact to try and get some more removals. Perhaps he's even throwing a foul. I mean, who can say at this point?
I don't. Like, I don't
know how he plans to secure the other side of this. I suppose the bob can come through late, but I still don't see the ball being anywhere it can't get hit somehow.
No. I think that's his problem right now as well. He could have moved it backwards, but he doesn't want to do that right now, I think.
Okay. I suppose if he assists the lineman and gets a push there, he can drop something into the bottom right of the ball.
Nope.
No, that's not going to happen.
But he can still he still needs to put the guard on, so it's at least the 2 dice uphill.
Yeah.
That is. But that could. Is that a guard with blitzer? No, that's the Mighty Blow blitzer. So if the leader thrower Ooh, that was important bob block working.
Really well. 1 in 9 there would have been really interesting, but he had the reroll, didn't he? I suppose if needs be. And he's
Yeah,
got 4, so you know,
but
having
he
won
was
the
running
fame.
out for time.
Oh yes, okay.
He was close to not getting that block in, and if the leader
I
would
hadn't.
shift that Garter, then it's been a 1-die straight on the board.
I hadn't spotted the clock. There's so much to concentrate on in Blood Bowl sometimes.
So I guess the diving cycle stand for him was potentially just standing up, just see how many players he can make the orc use in that next turn. At least
Well, of
that
course,
would.
there is a blitz. There is a blitzer on the easily hittable side of the ball, isn't there? But it goes into a bit of a mess if it goes down. So
But that's good. Elves wants mess.
yeah, I mean, personally, I'd be leaving all of those elves down and hitting the ball,
I would put the
and
diving
relying on
tackle.
it trying to bounce all the way out.
I would probably still stand the diving tackle to dodge up just because that's going to be a headache.
Yeah.
How to hit that?
Yeah, absolutely. And he's in 3 tackle zones, so he's not likely to catch the ball.
No.
He's still a good
Even if you
pinball
catch it,
bumper.
you still have to think about what you're doing. Oh, that's even better. That's a chain pushing the ball carrier into 2
Oh,
dice.
lovely. Yeah, pushing the ball out to where it's a 2-die without them being red.
I think we're back again.
And get the stun. That's a real problem now.
Yeah, I think we're back again. That was a dangerous plan going up in the middle there. Oh, that works. And it's the blitzer, so you have 2 dice for block. And you can pick which one you put. Probably just take both down, right?
I would probably take the both down there, but
So
let's
the
see.
blitzer can get it as well if needed.
Oh, that's not ideal for where it lands, but you've still got to have a go at taking that away, haven't you? 4+ to win the drive.
Yeah, and you got dodge to get away.
Yep.
I still want that diving tackle piece to stand up too.
Yes. And of course, a re-roll to on that 4+. So that's a 1 in 4 fail, and then an enormous number of moves afterwards, which the orcs are very unlikely to recover it from. For a turnover touchdown.
And a 3+, you have a lineman that can tag the other blitzer as well. I think the orc is going to cross everything the orc can cross with this being a fail.
Yeah.
Nope. Oh, I don't hug the sideline. I don't like. 1 step to the left. 1 step to the left.
I mean, can the orcs even get equity back there? I mean, the line orc can get there. Okay, there is a 1, 2, 3.
Now
4,
it's hard with
5,
the go for
6.
it.
Yeah, that now takes the blitzers out of range and the line orcs, and now that elf is gone. You can base it, but you can't hit it. Not without some push, not without some chaining.
And it's a sidestep there. I will start looking at that. And then now he should just dodge everybody away for the sake of that happening.
And whilst it is possible to use a sidestepper to get that extra space, the elf 2 spaces behind it makes that incredibly difficult. You'd have to dodge somebody in between them.
I still think the pesky catcher should have been 1 step, even the go for it should have been 1 step to the left. You have the problem again, if you fail the go for it, scatters the ball to the sideline and miss the pickup.
Fails.
It's
just slightly safer to never be near the sideline if you can avoid it, isn't it?
Don't hog the sideline.
But people do like to be what they think of as far away as possible.
Yeah, the problem is with the way Blood Bowl squares works, it's not really making much difference.
No. No, diagonals being the same amount of moves as going straight.
Yeah.
But it's a perception, it's a feeling, and there is morale in Blood Bowl. You know, you do need to keep your spirits high and your thoughts on what you're doing. But that elf would be, to some ways, just as safe right in the middle as it is right out there.
Actually, right in the middle, it would be easier to potentially stall longer because you have more options which way you can go.
Yeah, you can cut either side.
So you could also argue for it being better going straight into them.
Particularly if you're going to do that, go for it to get out of range of anything except basing.
Yeah, and you are going to do that with
Of course. If you've still got a reroll at that point, even if you haven't, to be honest.
Yeah, you still like 2+ for not getting hit. You're taking that any day of the week. Otherwise, you start playing like what I'm called playing scared of the dice. If you stop rolling dice and then instead of rolling the dice you need to win, you start letting your opponent, hoping for the opponent to fail.
You know, oh well, it fails. There's still a reasonable chance that 50% of the time you just stand up the next turn and run away with it again. So,
and it's better to. The odds of you making a 2+ is better than hoping your opponent doesn't make a 5+.
Now, I know there's just very slim chances of that catcher failing a dodge out, but I would have wanted something basing it this turn, particularly with 4 rerolls on hand.
Yeah.
I would want something standing next to him, just for the 1 in 36.
Yeah.
Just for the pressure of, that little bit more pressure to score it rather than stall it. And what use of 4 rerolls to you if you're 1-0 down? I mean, I suppose you've still got 4 turns and 4 rerolls to try and get that score back, but
yeah, but
I'd want someone touching him.
Yeah, and you need to now because you are playing your turn 4. The only problem, I guess, what he was thinking is it's the first thing he needs to do, so you don't want to risk use the reroll. But I'm agree with you. I think that one of them might have touched.
You didn't have to use that line orc first. You could have, done a couple of hits up on the line if that's what you wanted to do, and then done your 2 go for it. But I'd still want something touching that
The
out.
only problem with that is you potentially, if you want to risk giving a 1 dice away, if the line orc is all the way over there, you can run to the other side where it's only the blitzers can hit you.
Yes, true.
And then you could have given the elf a chance to stand over here instead to the left.
Yeah.
The orc left there. The orc got pressed a bit. Was forcing too much moving forward, I think. Yeah.
I think a little bit. That black orc round the back was a lovely move to support the frenzy, but it left the cage very short. With the other black orc down on one edge and then another black orc round the back, there just wasn't enough equity around.
Yeah, so it's two dice chain push of the ball carrier, and then 2 dice on the ball. But I don't think the ball carrier needed to move that far forward that turn.
No, I didn't. And the troll had 2 really stupids, which definitely didn't help the position.
No, but that's...
So that took 3 of his strong players completely out of the ball area.
Yeah.
And that allowed the elves to swamp in and generate those dice, which
so
they did very well. It's no shade on the elf coach. They played it very, very well.
Yeah, you can say the leader was almost trapping the guard black orc and out of the game by offering itself to get hit. It's a potential.
Is this making you love leaders as a
no
as a gambit piece?
Yes, it's definitely better. I'd definitely better like this build than you build Woofer. But it's interesting. Also interesting to see how much Super now is forcing. How much he'd want to risk actually going for the score. He could easily risk it going the other way again if he's not.
Hasn't he got to? I mean, 1-0 down with the elves holding the ball, and there will, at the moment, there'll be a full set of elves, won't there? There's only 1 KO'd.
Yeah, ever working on the battle herd. Yeah, he needs to, but it can easily go the wrong way again if you put the ball in a similar pace.
It's a very front-heavy lineup, but then I guess he really wants to make those spaces.
Yeah. Yeah, a bit of not the greatest position by orcs, and Nîme spotted the arrow straight away. Happy to say I hadn't spotted that before I made the blitz. So it's a good spot.
Yeah, I'm fine, Lean Gary. I do have to be a little careful at these times. I do have some very minor lung issues, but nothing beyond just smoking too much for too much of my life.
You did, KFoged. Oh, it's a fine chain pushing the arcade's ball carrier out of getting hit.
Yeah, that was lovely. We were so busy looking at the fact that it left an easy -2 that actually we missed the chain push, made a very easy 2-die. But Nîme didn't, and took full advantage. Is Nîme one of our lovely French coaches? And his name, Nîme l'Action, does make me think he's one of our Frenchies. And of course, with Justicium in the other semi-final, it's a full-on French revolution. I do feel a little insulted that there's apparently an entirely French NAF-based league started up, and no one asked me.
It's not entirely French. That's me and Dalibor. And I think
French-based, shall we say.
And is Fangio French or is it Spanish? I cannot remember. But it's like 95% French. And all the chat on that Discord server is in French.
Yes. A language I speak only comedically.
Yes, me too. But I've been playing the national anthem before each of the games in the league, just to at least do something to honor the friends out of that.
Basically, my French is somewhat limited to Xavier et Jean-Marie est dans le jardin avec un pique-nique, and l'église est dans le gauche.
That is going to be interesting next turn.
I can switch that up. If the church is on the right, I can say l'église est... no, I can't. There we are, really. The church has to be on the left or I can't find it. And if the meal isn't a picnic in the garden, I'm lost. I have a little more French than that, but it really is a little. Embarrassingly so. I had something like 7 years of French at school and none of it stuck. I have gifts, but languages are not one of them.
But it's a good...
now,
talking
we've got
about
some nicely advanced orcs. Sorry.
But it is a good league. And where our chosen with TackleZone being like a flat structure so people can have fun and mess up, then the France is going to do like a division structure.
Yeah, so you'd want to take a team that you really want to hone and play with a lot, don't you? Whereas what I like about TSD is you can rebuild every year and try something new, try something different.
Yeah.
You know, first season I took it very seriously, took a build I would take to tournaments. Was very lucky to get to the semi-finals with it. And then the second season I tried something completely different and was appalling with it.
Yeah, so I'm playing Wood Elf, but I'm playing Wood Elf with a slightly different build than I normally do, so I've been using to experiment a bit anyway. And when
I took Bretonians, which I wanted to see what I could do without bow, and the answer is very much.
Oh, yeah, Cameron does, but for the France tournament, I took Wood Elf to make sure.
Right. Yeah.
So 4 wins and a draw, and I'll be in the top division.
I was going to say, you're in the top division, then I take it.
Yep.
Of course. Mais oui, monsieur.
I wanted to make sure, because if I want to play that one, it's to meet the better French people.
There are, I think, an enormous depth of really good quality French Blood Bowl coaches. I've always been impressed with any French coach I've played at a tabletop. But then, of course, if you travel internationally to play Blood Bowl, you tend to be quite good at what you're doing.
Yeah, and it's, again, like I talked with Rick about it as well, it also gives you an insight in different ways to play Blood Bowl.
Absolutely. On that wonderful vodcast you did with Rick Reckless, yeah, I remember you saying that that you skilled up in Blood Bowl largely by travelling to France.
I think,
That was my takeaway. That's basically what you said, isn't it?
yeah, you can study the game like Dio, and you can just travel around the world and play Blood Bowl. I know what I find more interesting.
Yes, international travel or study a book in a room. It's a hard choice.
Ooh, I'm not sure about that reroll. I think I've noticed a bit long down, but I think Nîme slightly is potentially letting Supajee getting away with this. But he needs to pass the ball. I think it's not ideal.
Yeah.
But there's some room.
With elves lurking that and an orc passing, that's definitely potential trouble.
But he can't block a hole in the middle and run that mighty. If he can pass it up to the mighty bull blitzer, then the two
Yes.
guard and the stuff standing up there should be able to make a cage in the middle of the elf half.
The only handoff option is the line orc, isn't it? And I just don't think that helps you very much.
No, it's too slow. You need to go for it and pass.
Yeah.
And it's too go for it to do the handoff. Yeah, he has to go.
It's horrible. I mean, you could pass to it and hand off with it, but again,
That's
it's just
just
a
as
lot
bad. That's almost worse. You got 3 dice. You got.
A 1 in 9 fail to get it there, a 1 in 9 fail to catch it, even using the reroll. There's all sorts of horrible options with that.
Yeah, I was about to
you even do the move
say.
and the handoff.
Yeah. Why didn't you? I
Why
wonder
wasn't
why he
Elven
did. I don't. I'm a little bit baffled why he didn't block with the 3 dice on the Black Orc first, because he needs to block that lineman. And I thought it would be better blocking the 3 dice on that lineman than anything else.
I think he's going to use the frenzy for that.
Yeah,
Leaving
but
him
then he
very
needs to
short
blitz.
of blitzers heading forwards.
But then he needs to. Then he needs to blitz with one of the Black Ops instead, where he had to straight out 3 dice, and then he could blitz with the wrestling instead, with the frenzy instead.
It seemed a lot more sensible to me.
Oh well, he might be a little
But,
bit.
you know, he's got to the semi-finals coaching orcs his way, so...
And you also, I could imagine, if you're a bit
bet
annoyed.
that might be the end of the run, but...
Oh, there's a reason I hate big guys. It's so annoying playing with them.
That's 3 times this half he's failed key ones, isn't it? It's Burning Phoenix. I think there's a fair chance that Supajee will smash an elf or
And
two.
now we have the situation again.
Whilst losing.
Oh. So again, it's the second time this half where he does a block and then have to move a player over to where he was coming from. Ugh. Now he needs to pass to the frenzy? Oh, is he just to go for it? We cannot.
I don't love how this has ended so far. Unless that blitzer's going to go for a wander now.
I have no clue what's going on anymore.
The frenzy clearly is what he plans to score with, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's a 4+ pass. Instead
Those
of
only
the.
fail 1 in 4 times with pass. Are you saying that's not a good play? You are core. Now, come on. Screw your courage to stick in place and criticise. Here we go.
That works. But now you need to move forward. At least
I don't know what you're worrying about. That 4+3+ was genius.
Oh, and that Black Orc. Come on, move. I don't think the Black Orc should have been indicated.
Perfectly safe to me.
Why the Black Orc should have made a go for it inside that cage?
Absolutely, and been standing next to that orc.
Oh, Jesus. And then we're back again. All problems started with not doing the block first for the Black Orc, so you had to move another Black Orc over.
Yep. And now that ball is only 1 push away from not being scoring.
Yeah. And can even, I'm about to say, he can even chain You can even get 2 dice on and chain push the Garter back as well. If you
Yep,
just
you
put
can get both out of the way if you really, really want to.
it doesn't even really want to. It's pretty damn simple. He got 2 players to the left, and if they're standing in the 2 squares on top of that blitzer, and you've got to dodge more, and then you dodge out with wrestle. But the problem with hold that plan is, of course, your reroll is gone.
Yeah.
So you don't have the reroll for the wrestle dodge out. But if you put the diving tackle on the frenzy, it's not. Yeah, I'll probably do it. That's not the square if you wanted to go for the
No, that's a little odd.
chain push of the next one back, I think. It's not because, okay, it can still work. But then you need the assist on the square in front, to just to the right.
Yeah.
And you need the dodge, the dodge dude still needs to be 1 square up. And taking out that angle so you can push. You're more than welcome, Mark, if you want to. Since I'm hogging your co-host for your podcast anyway.
Yeah, come on in, Throwick. A third voice to stop me talking nonsense all the time would probably only help anyone else that's watching.
So he's... Oh, no. Now... Why?
That's actually going to help him. That's confusing to me.
And the 5 reroll orcs now.
Yeah.
I missed he
When
won a reroll
also
more.
you had a spare player that could have blocked that square.
Yeah, but that's...
This greed was this looking for the ball to try and get a 2-0?
Yeah, yeah, but the catch show that probably was. I think that's too greedy. I think I'll go for the pushing
But
people
then
out.
if you hit it, if you filled that square and then hit it, then you had options. If you don't get it down, you can push him away from the score. And if you do get him down, you could still have pushed to that square.
But
Moved the elf that was blocking it, further back, and the ball would still be in a good position to retrieve next turn. But I don't love that, I'm afraid. Having really played well this half, I thought that was a bit of a mistake.
Yeah, I mean, I really wonder if you're going for this hit, if you're going for that wrestle dodge out here. I've again better like the options where you could have gotten both of them out of scoring range in 1 block. If he
Yes.
knocks, if he goes down, then both of them could get out. And now your scoring threat is moving back.
That's a little confusing to me too.
Of course, the problem is the diving tackle, and he cannot do anything than hoping for power.
No, I mean it's the way forward, but he's got 5 rerolls. He can surely use one of them if needs be.
Yeah,
he's now 1 go for it less from the line, so.
Yeah.
And you can certainly move that lineman off using one of your other orcs and get an assist up to allow you through if you can clear the diving tackle.
Yeah, that's not the issue. No, it shouldn't be.
It's all on clearing off that diving tackle. I think if he does it, there's a reasonable chance he can score here.
It doesn't look like it. I think it was planned to pop the ball free in that square. I think it was planned to get away with the ball. No, I think it makes sense blitzing with wrestle. But I think it was just going for the 2-0. I think you're right. It was going all in for the sack.
I just didn't feel it was careful enough.
And if you had had a reroll, it's been probably a really good option. But without the reroll, I just don't like it.
Okay, so he's moved off the completely unimportant line elf, freeing up that second blitzer so that he can get through if he gets the diving tackle down.
Yeah.
Now he needs the diving tackle down.
And he didn't roll a POW, so that's good. Saving the POW for the important block. Nope.
No. 2 goes, no bueno.
But to be fair, it's still risk-free for the Orcs, because there's no scoring threats.
Well, and he's still got his blitz, so you can blitz forwards, can't you? But yes, as you said, the scoring threat was removed, which I thought was a little not suboptimal again.
Having just
really
joined, did they
impressed.
score early?
Yes, the Elves turned the Orcs over. The Orcs, I felt, advanced 2 of the Black Orcs a little too far away.
Gotcha.
One down the left sideline, and then another one round the back of the Elves to support the frenzy hitting into them. But then he didn't really choose to cage up with either of those options, so all 3 of those players got a bit stranded from the ball. And then when the Troll boneheaded a couple of times, it left very little equity defending the ball. The Elves swamped it and were able to push the ball out of the cage, giving them a 2-die without even using the blitz. I know the blitz pushed it out, but then it gave a 2-die on the ball, followed by a 1-die if it failed. And they took the ball, ran away, and scored. Since then, and I thought the Elves played really, really well in the first 5 turns. Since then, the last couple of turns, I haven't entirely loved what the Elves have done. But that dodging, diving tackle is probably going to solve all the problems.
No, that's a bit. It seemed a bit greedy.
I think there were ways of still being greedy. As I said, if you filled that hole that he pushed it to, then if it didn't work, you could push it away from the score.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
it did work, you still had a lot of Elves around where the ball would land, giving you the option on turn 8 to have tried to get that second score.
Yeah, like I was saying, my original plan was going for the knockdown, and if the knockdown worked, you could at the same time push the blitzer out of range to make it almost impossible.
Well, yes, then, yeah, literally almost impossible. Then nothing in range, needing chain pushes.
And everything around diving tackle as well.
Yep.
But he's still got a chance. Like.
Yes, he does. Here we go. Not what he wanted, though.
Not like that. Not like that.
He was looking for.
But he could do it free because there was no.
No threat against him. So no matter where the ball goes, the Elves can do nothing. That was very weird, pulling that scoring threat back at the last moment of that last turn.
I'm not sure how much it did.
That either.
I'm not sure how much it did putting 1 lineman extra to 3 Black Orcs. He did also pay with his life. No, that's not the dodge. He just. The dodge payer, so he KO'd and another lineman paid instead. It's looking absolutely perfect for the Elves. They just need to score again, potentially. They are losing a bit of players now, so the KO makes a bigger difference.
KOs will be important at half time.
Well, the Elves have used their apoth.
Yeah.
Oh, the
12th man is out injured, so unless they get both KOs back, they are going to be short. But of course, they're going to be short whilst 1 up and the ball in hand, which there's worse things to be.
Yeah, it's definitely. But they're probably in a situation where they probably need to score sometime during the drive anyway, because there will potentially be enough players down, so they're all stalling around for 8 turns is maybe not the possibility. But let's see, depending on the 2 KOs.
It's interesting. Twitch says we have a total of 1 viewer with us, so there's more of us commentating than watching.
That is slightly interesting.
It's just leapt up to 10, so I guess it was just a.
It's been leaving.
When I last looked at it, it was like 29, I think.
Yeah, it's been jumping up and down. I think my official is saying 6 at the moment. And I can see there's at least X amount of people that's been come. That's Burning Phoenix, Dr.
Right, so the Elves are down to 9.
So it's not out of they're not out of the woods yet, are they?
No, that's got to give the Orcs a little bit of hope. Orcs, of course, carrying an apoth, so they, we'll probably see it thrown in on a KO as well if it comes. They're very likely to be able to keep high numbers up. And pretty much an all-men's LOS, but most of it one step back. With Bobs on the end, trying to stop any quick elf down the edge. Would you be looking at 2D uphill this core and perhaps get a quick score in?
As you
mind
say,
a one die
if you
against
say,
Andy Davo.
I was about to say, if you've seen, if it's been a one dice versus a non-block player, I've been taking it in this situation.
It is one of the things in NAF style, isn't it? Is that the risk management has to change slightly sometimes.
Yeah, it seems Twitch seems a bit weird. According to Twitch, there's only 30 people watching Rick Reckless, which seem unlikely as well.
Yes, it does.
So I don't know what the hell Twitch is on at the moment. It's definitely not steroids. Maybe it's getting heat strokes.
Did it coincide when I joined the chat? Was that the?
Everybody crashed.
That was when it dropped to 1, actually, Mark. That was.
Yeah, when I joined. Oh, it's that tit head again.
Oh, now it's 24 again. I have no clue what's going on.
I'm bringing him back.
I'm also not sure we should mention that Rick Reckless is streaming, or else we'll lose half that is here.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, but hope does spring eternal for the Orcs now. They do have a proper man advantage. And a nice kick or a misfield or something could really see this game turn around still.
It's bloody weird. I'm saying 24. I have no clue what Twitch is doing at the moment. More rerolls for the Orcs. They've been a reroll magnet.
Yeah, they're collecting them like you collect NAF titles, Core. By the fistful.
It does look like, actually, with his setup, he was going to look at that. Going for the 1 dice or 2 dice or 1 dice uphill or something crazy or that. Having 4 of his skilled players standing in a little quartet in that side.
Certainly looks like he's wanted to consider that, depending where the ball landed and things. And the ball's not in a bad spot for doing that, so...
But we also situation he might need to do it first. He might need to get the ball and get it somewhere on a catcher first. And see if you burn a reroll on that before you even think about it. Where do we have a catcher? We've got dodge catcher, wrestle catcher, dodge catcher. So you got everything. And again,
all the big equity pieces are over in that corner.
And like we talked about, hitting, it is still a 7 in 10 not to fail. Yeah, only 3 in 10 where you fail the 2 dice against when you got blocked.
And all you got to do is move it or knock it over, and you can stream down that edge.
I don't, again, with 3 rerolls, I don't hate it. But I probably want some kind of... You'll probably prefer the ball to be out of range for the Orcs, so you could do it without risking anything.
Yeah, that was interesting. I thought that piece that just moved central was going to be the one that both picked up and handed off. A nice safe little screen, allowing him to try that hit on the edge.
He might go for just the pickup and the hit on the screen, which means that the Orcs could come in between the 2 things. Because it does look like he's just going for the leader pickup, yeah.
Yeah.
It has pass, of course, but there's no reason why you do 2+3+ instead of just 2+2+.
It would slightly confuse me.
It looks like he's styling in any idea of going for it now.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know, we saw a lovely Nerves of Steel play last time, didn't we? So perhaps we'll see something similar.
No, he's still going.
Yeah, he's still going down the edge, trying to get something in the backfield.
Not liking this.
There comes the skull. Didn't waste a reroll on it. Decided he'd take the down. Interesting.
It's fine, the ball is secure. You don't really
Yep.
lose anything. I don't really dig the wrestle too much, but that's... If you want to do it, I think you might as well do it with AV8 and block. Instead of wrestle AV7.
Yeah, I mean, the problem with the wrestle there, obviously, is that if it goes down, as on a both down, you then got a dodge through rather than a straight run. So,
And you got AV7 if it goes wrong.
yeah, absolutely.
Diving tackle dodge is fine.
Yeah, I'd have hit with the diving tackle. But then that's such a key piece, perhaps he didn't want to risk it at all.
No, but then you should have wasted your second blitz.
Okay, and now he's swamping into that cage, trying to create some pressure.
The second catch.
Hoping for a 1 in 36 fail.
I think because of the lean guard, just because of the blitzers comes with block sidestep. I think diving tackle dodge makes a lot of sense because it's such an annoying piece.
There's a Dark Elf team with quite a deep run into the current major that's ongoing on Fumble. And they've built their blitzers around the concept of blodge, sidestep, guard, fend, and diving tackle. And that is an absolute monstrosity when there's 3 of them standing there saying, what you going to do?
Yeah.
Now, I mean, I know you had to put some pressure on the ball here, but that's left that same side he wanted to go down very.
Yeah, and it's even worse. This, if you sacrifice, you could even just go for the blitz through. You can give the blotcher the ball, and literally just one dice.
Just one dice that Black Orca down and run away.
One dice.
Or one dice the lineman.
Yep. But from this, it looks like one dice.
Slightly less equity, doesn't it? So, yeah, that's probably the way to go. I think it looks like he may be trying that.
I think he's going for the Black Orc now. But it will make it he's definitely... Yep, Black Orc time it is.
Yeah.
And then you can get the 2 dodge pieces. Oh, I'll take...
I'd have had the ball in my hand.
Yes, me
Ooh,
too.
But then...
Yeah, but... yeah. I want to do the dodge and the handoff first to see if I still have my reroll.
Yeah, to see if I've still got the reroll to risk that or not. I've always got the option of pulling back if I've used my reroll up. Because now the ball has no reroll to get itself safe.
It's 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus... Well, 2 of the 2 pluses has a reroll.
Yes, but the first one doesn't. And if it fails, it's very bad.
Shh. Don't tell the other start. Just let them believe he's dodge.
Look, if people can have a go at me about
can
2
do
plus
that
and go
instead.
for it,
That's better.
then they can... Okay, he's going to use...
Yeah, so there's your nervous steel play.
That's much better. Much better.
The problem is now there's no... But there's still a problem because you now need to pass. That's a new 2 plus without a reroll.
Yeah, but surely in a safer position.
Yeah, it's better. I'm agreed it's better.
Where the passer creates the screen, doesn't it?
Yeah, we agree it's better. I'm totally agreeing with you. It's just funny. It still left a naked 2 plus, which again, if it failed, it would still have been pretty open.
Yes, but a better naked 2 plus. That's again nice use of resources there. Nice use of the nerves of steel.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But again, it's like the orcs. He now because he waited that way around. He now had to use a player he could have done better stuff with.
Yeah, and
because
again, you know, as we said, if you'd done the simple dodge and hand off, or the simple dodge and throw first, Find out if you use your reroll, and then decide to really go for it if you don't.
Because that blitzer could have been attacking the Black Orc. But you've just rolled some more dice, it's like the Orcs. You need to do the 2 go for it, otherwise the first
Yeah,
is
absolutely. To get
pointless.
some cover in.
Otherwise the first are pointless. That's alright. It's screening though. But you need
Yeah.
to do 1 go for it, otherwise it's pointless.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. With 2 go for it and a
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
2, 3, 4, 5. That's 2 go for it and a 3+ for 2 dice on the ball. I don't hate that if I'm Orcs.
4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, the Garter can get in from the front, right? And the Mighty Blow can get in from the back on the dodge.
Yep. However, I mean, retrieving it afterwards is another pain in the ass. But
yeah, but that's you
Cross
keep
that bridge when you come to it.
yeah, sometimes you got to deal with the problem in front of you.
Absolutely.
The thing with he needed to make a go for it when Phoenix, otherwise that was open from the back. And if he did it into the Orc tackle zone, the Orc could just block it away. So that's the reason for leaving it out there, is because now he needs to dodge.
Actually, 1 more go for it along the line didn't change the maths we've just worked out at all. Oh no, it did.
Oh,
it
it
turned
did.
that 3+
It did.
into a 4+, didn't it?
Yeah, because of diving tackle. I probably actually hadn't moved the Black Orc, because I think actually the Black Orc could have.
That's a terrible position to put the Black Orc in, but yeah. It was one of the pieces that could have run around the front of the ball, which is where you wanted it. Next to the diving tackle, I'd have thought. But I guess it keeps that one honest on the sideline. Again, there's a lot of blocking here that isn't about trying to get to the ball, which is slightly confusing me.
At least the 3 dice is alright.
Leaving very few pieces if you do get the ball down.
You still got Mr. Fro. He can do everything. He's the best. The best
Orc
piece.
throwers, what a wonderful piece they are.
But it's about time to actually do that.
Yes, it really is.
Here comes the...
Okay, the assist's in there. I'm a little confused as to why it isn't also next to the diving tackle, but there we are.
He wants to hit it into that one to make it...
Got it.
Greater chance of the Mr. Fro can pick it up.
Yeah, okay, I see
The
that.
stun's good. The stuns is good. Yeah. Okay.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the throw does have the retrieval chance. So, yep, you're right. That was a better place to put it.
But no re-roll for the go for it.
No, but they never fail, do they?
Not if you're PC, at least.
No, well, as we all know from certain people on Facebook, the RNG is broken on any kind of electrical format whatsoever.
Yeah, that just tells me that person cheats on tabletop.
Well, my response to the most recent was, it just tells me you're not very good.
And that could be game over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Not sure I'd have gone for it there. I think I'd have just kept it busy.
No.
No, because then the elves just take the ball and run away. You had to try and get it into hand, surely.
But they're going to take the ball and run away now anyway, aren't they?
Yeah,
Yes,
but you need to try 2+, 2+. We talked about it before you joined.
Yeah,
if you're standing there, you're kind of leaving 2+, 2+, 2+, 3+ for the odds, for the elf instead. So by not rolling your 2+, you leave him the same easy dices. It's kind of playing scared of rolling 2+.
You see where the ball is. The assist would be where he's put that elf now. It gives you an easy 2 die and then a 3+ to scoop it up, and they're gone. Whereas if you pick it up, at least they've got to knock you over.
Yeah, I get that. It just looked like
it says 2+.
His elves needed to do some stuff to get it.
Not much, unfortunately. I don't know. I have no clue why you are.
Why stall this? What's the need? You've got players on the KO bench you want back. Yeah, 2-0 with... I suppose he wants to try and eke as many turns out as possible, but I just don't see the Orcs scoring once, let alone twice at the moment.
No, now the 2 go for it worked. I'm not sure either.
Okay, yeah, now the two go for it worked. It's a good position.
But
But did you need them?
you had 2 rerolls, you've probably been able to stop him from scoring again with 2 rerolls.
I think that's
I know-
probably game now, isn't it? So
Oh, I think it almost certainly is.
But I also think scoring probably been game. So.
You can probably make him score next turn, but that leaves you 5 turns to try and get 2 touchdowns as Orcs. That's... I'm going to use the phrase somewhat unlikely.
Yeah, but
And that's a... Okay, I see the plan there. I still don't think the blitzer should have advanced. I would have pulled it back more towards the middle and towards the ball, but there we are. I suppose again it can reach the ball just as quickly from that rank as it could 2 further down.
yeah.
And it does make that dodge out a tiny bit harder in the direction you might want to dodge it out.
But his name is surely just going now.
Surely. I mean, I don't think there's a need to do anything other than that. Particularly now with only 1 reroll, I wouldn't want to risk it. I'd want to just get over the line.
You don't want to risk it for a biscuit.
Oh, I would risk it for a biscuit, but not for a Blood Bowl game.
what kind of biscuit?
Do you know, I'm not a lover of your hobnob. I like a
Oh.
good coconut ring.
Coconut ring. Yeah. Yeah.
And my kids have recently, there's an Aldi open near us, and they've very much taken to their off-brand party rings.
Oh no. That's the
Probably
weirdest.
big discussion as to whether you should eat ever a party ring if you're not at a party.
It's
Well,
nothing
a
to do with.
child's party of 6. Not 6 kids, but 6-year-olds.
And it's nothing to do with a biscuit. It's just sugar coating on top of something I don't know what. It's basically not even a biscuit.
It is a biscuit. It's a
It is a
biscuit
biscuit. How
base.
dare you? It's a biscuit base with icing on top in
Oh,
jaunty, bright colours, saying "Let's have a party."
Well, I bet you're one of these ones that say Jaffa cakes are biscuits, aren't you, Kay?
no.
It's a party
That's
in
a
your
cake.
mouth. That's what the party ring's about.
I'm to be fair, I'm more to the OD-type thingies as well. Hobnobs and just like,
Chocolate hobnob.
oh,
They are Dunkers Supreme.
how you?
You see, I don't mind chocolate on most biscuits. I don't mind it on a hobnob. But the one thing that I consider a crime against nature is they've brought out these digestives that have not only a layer of chocolate but a layer of toffee between the digestive and the chocolate, and that's just wrong. That's awful. That oughtn't to exist. You can't break the biscuit in half. It sort of clings and sticks. You can't dunk it.
You have to put it all in your mouth at the same
It's
time.
a terrible,
That's
terrible
where you're
biscuit.
going wrong.
Yes.
It's an assault against the biscuit world. He can stall this again now if he wants to.
Yeah, but that's
I think I would have spent another time stalling there.
why. You risk the blitzer getting the one.
Oh no, I miscounted with the blitzer could have reached him. So yeah,
yeah.
It'll be all right. They're elves.
There isn't a second elf to screen it. Yeah, good to go in. And 2-0 with 5 turns. If you're Orcs, you want to throw your goblin now. Oh, yeah, no goblin.
Even 10 yeah. And every time the Orcs move the ball near the elf sideline, side of the pits, they've been losing it.
As I suggested might happen, of course, the elves got both of their KOs back, so
they're back to 11. Oh dear.
they're back to 11. So it's 11-11. The Orcs do have an extra reroll, 2 rerolls, more than the Pro Elves. But I can't find hope there. I can't find hope anywhere for the Orcs right now. Perhaps a pitch invasion. They have got the fame, haven't they? But that didn't happen either. Now, last time we saw him try a quick score, he did get the equity up in place, and the Pro Elf defense on it wasn't wonderful. So let's see if this time he can make that happen. I don't. And again, we talked at the very start about block on 2 of the Black Orcs, which would have allowed some line of scrimmage hitting with those Black Orcs and made the blitzers much, much more mobile. Now, half of his fast pieces are already used, and he's made 0 progress forwards. It's limiting, I think.
Mr. Throw is limiting as well.
Yes, because Orc throwers are just terrible in every conceivable way.
It's very hard. You know, when people talk about throwers and stuff during Blood Bowl, I have to keep my ears pricked back because obviously my last name is Thrower. So every time somebody goes Thrower, I'm like, what? Somebody says, what? Somebody say my name?
Even a Goblin had been better ball carrier with movement 6 now.
Well, that's why I said I want to look very hard at a 4 block, 4 blitzer, 4 bob, troll and 3 goblin build. I think that could be interesting. And carry on the goblin unless you're facing, wood elves, in which case just give up, go and have a cigarette and wait for them to win.
Yeah, the problem is passing the ball in general is not that great in this edition of Blood Bowl because it just offers up more risk to go wrong.
Yes, I mean, for passing, if you really want to pass the ball, I guess Pro Elves or High Elves, it's sort of not terrible.
Yeah.
But even Wood Elves would much rather hand off if they possibly can.
Yeah, and that was how I played Mandarins in the good old days, was hoping for 85 and then strong arm accurate and just standing back and then running forward to the line and long bombing it.
Yeah.
But you just roll so many extra dice doing X amount of games that you will just lose some you shouldn't lose because it goes wrong.
It's also a play that really cheers up your opponent and really makes them feel part of what you're doing.
But it's even better in the good old fumble where you could pass it, long bomb it like almost like 5 or 6 to the side or something like that in the beginning. So long bombing was a lot better. Good old fumble passing range was amazing. I do kind of like the Underworld thrower just because of mutation makes it really fun ball carrier.
Ball carrier, but not thrower.
No, it's double thrower, but the mutation makes it a really fun ball carrier. Oh my god, the Pro Elf team is just as annoying as the Amazon team in sound-wise. That's what I'm saying. I've been having some amazing high elf throwers on Fumble.
Yeah, I tried to build a high elf. I've got the high elf team I use most is in the White Isle League, where it's been, well, sort of successful, I suppose. It keeps getting absolutely smashed to pieces. And then I find myself in the Premier League against sort of 1,800 teams with a 1,300 team. But that's finally turned around. I've finally got a good, solid, stable base up over 2,000. But unfortunately, the league has been swamped with lots of other teams that are up over 2,000. So that isn't, at least I'm on an even footing for once. But the only really good thrower I had there just happened to end up AG6.
AG6.
I know.
But
What's the argument there then? Because a lot of people say it's just not worth having.
It's actually worth it on Blood Bowl 2 because it's programmed wrong.
Right. Okay.
There you go then.
Look, it was a league team, so I didn't mind taking something that I knew was suboptimal for the fun, because I play league mostly for fun, not for trying to prove anything to anyone or anywhere. And I found it lots of fun, just dodging into ridiculously strong cages on a 2+, sweeping the ball up in 3 tackle zones and just smiling while you do it. But for throwing, yes, obviously not. Still
the problem
not
is
something I'd
the
try
one.
to do if I could avoid it. I'd still rather hand off.
The problem is the long bomb fails on the same if you're 85 or 86 in theory, but apparently in Blood Bowl 2 you actually make it. But I haven't tested it. Somebody was saying that. I've actually never rolled 86 in Blood Bowl 2. I not even declined it. I never had the chance to.
Sure. Well, I found him a fun player, and certainly everybody wanted to kill him, which is also quite fun because you can use that. You know, you can show a bit of leg, give them a chance at it, and create options elsewhere.
Yeah, this is this is not good.
Are you suggesting that thrower can't solve all the problems?
I guess you're blitzing one of those dudes and then we're passing again to one of the blitzers.
Who still haven't, you know, I mean, he managed to advance. His most advanced player in his first turn got 1 step over the line. Unless he's going to try and receive with a bob, which went a whole 2 steps over the line. When you're short, you need to get pressure forwards, surely. And with all the blitzers on the line, that just wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, he can score in turn 14 at earliest. I think it seems a bit. The game plan has pretty much resigned to not even getting a roll, I think.
Well, it just needs must, I think, isn't it now?
Yeah.
I'm so hot.
I presume you mean temperature-wise, rather than parading around in leopard skin underwear.
Well, one leads to the other, so...
And now a blitzer is moving backward. This is...
Is there a plan here?
We are caging up the thrower.
No, just throw it to the Black Orc and peg it.
That's not what is going to happen.
Well, I know that. I wasn't being serious.
What, the one out on the right-hand side?
It's
Just
free.
That's the one.
And 2 go for it. 1, 2,
Throw it to
3,
that. 2 go for it. Scores next turn. Leaving him 2 turns to turn the elves over. No, that's not happening. That would have been fun, at least. Whereas
he might
instead
as
of
well.
Fun, this is just terrible.
I was about to say, since he clearly have given up getting back anyway, he might as well have fucking done that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we're seeing a game that's over.
Yeah. Like, if you're giving up, like, why not just freaking chop it to the Black Oak and try to run? You got 3 rerolls. Just potato downfield with a Black Oak.
Well, it would have amused us, but
And
instead is the plan to score on turn 16?
I could have said, called it.
Realistically, that's his earliest scoring option, isn't it? I suppose there's a blitzer that can dodge forwards, so presumably at some point it's not going to.
yeah. Last time I played Rick Reckless, we played Nico versus Gavin, and my Flesh Golem scored twice. That was amazing good fun.
God, it's going for a single die block, rather than trying to actually get into scoring threat.
Yeah, I could at least dodge that dude out, right?
Yeah, I'm confused, Core.
I think if we brag, he's giving up.
I think he has.
I think you can tell, can't you? It's the playstyle of a man that's given up, which is my playstyle after turn 1.
You know it well.
I was going to say, isn't that how you join games?
I recognise it.
Yeah, and again, if you've chucked it up to the blitzer, if you lose with 3-0 or 2-0, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, it's really not been... It was pretty tough at that stage anyway, but yeah. So are you guys supposed to record next episode of the Fumble podcast after this? Or?
We were thinking about it, but I think it's getting a bit hot and late.
Yeah, I don't know. How hot is it down with you, DC? It's bloody crazy up here.
It's like
It's
26 degrees where I am.
Yeah, it's been at least that round here.
It may well be tomorrow, Kay. So if you're around and you fancy popping on to join us, feel free.
Depending on what time. I'm streaming tomorrow night.
Well, screw you then. Forget it. Forget I asked, honestly.
It's my only... Come on, I got
Right.
one scheduled.
I'm only joking. I'm joking.
I got one
It's currently-
scheduled day.
It's currently 23 degrees here, but it peaked up at about 30 today because,
Yeah,
of
it's the
course, in
same up here.
London, everything is better.
It's been around 30 up here around Manchester as well.
Yes, but presumably as it's Manchester with some rain.
No, it's been sunny all day. It's crazy.
I know the surprise in your voice is matched by the surprise in mine.
I even spent the afternoon by river up about Huddersfield, and I even got sunburned and everything. But yeah, I'm playing some Resurrection tomorrow. Some Euro Spike Open on Blood Bowl 2.
In a league so exclusive that you've been invited to it.
No, that's a Spike. It's just a Euro loop.
Spike, okay.
It's just a Spike Euro Open. It's not Venti Cups, which I kind of got invited to. I know too many French coaches, I guess. I had 2 different French coaches asking me if I wanted to join. And I was quite impressed though. They got 92, I think, for the preseason season. That's crazy big. Come on. At least make it blitz that Black Hawk free and give the Black Hawk the ball. Come on.
I think we want to see some creativity and fun, and I just don't think we're going to.
Actually, he should just have handoff to the Mighty Blow. Why is he doing all this? If he wanted to do anything, the potato with the Mighty Blow was better than starts chain. Now he's just.
Have you not been in that situation, Core, where you feel you've lost the game, you just want to do some damage?
I think we've
tried
maybe
it.
all been there at some point, haven't we?
I do normally. I've probably been the type that I've been doing like potato play and a turn earlier just to try to get back into the game. And I've probably been losing this one with 3-0 because I would say fuck it. I'd rather lose 3-0 than not trying to get back.
Oh, me too, absolutely.
And it might still be 3-0. Because that's a free 2 dice on the ball.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. So in trying to just lose by a 2-0 or 2-1, I don't think that's going to happen either.
He's surely just taking the wrestle hit on you. You don't need to roll any dice, just blitz it with wrestle. Surely. Okay, yeah, I don't hate that. 1 dice instead, but with 2 dice if it fails, and straight into...
Well, yeah.
And it's
there she goes.
Yep, up. That's all we need. Pick up, hand off, and it's 3-0. Might even just stall to make it faster.
At this point, it's about, not wanting to waste your time by having another setup, isn't it? And you don't need the third one. Touchdowns don't mean anything at this point. You're not trying to win a league. You're just trying to get through to the final, which Nîme l'Ancien has done. And I thought there was some really good play in the first 5 turns that got him there. I thought the end of the first half, he wasn't quite so good, but it did enough.
It was, yeah. A bit interesting decision, but again, you don't know what he's been thinking in this half either.
And I haven't. I mean, I really, really wanted to, and I've heard some great things about Supajee, and I'm sure on other days he coaches some really effective Blood Bowl. I've got to admit, I haven't seen much tonight that I've really liked from the Orcs.
We all have our off days, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
Why are you taking all this time for? They might just be chatting about just ending turns every match.
And I like to think he's doing a shirt copter now. I think it's just occurred to him that even with riots and things, there's just nothing that the Orcs can do. This is the point for a good shirt copter before you sit down.
Yeah, I hope they're chatting. And if they're not chatting, I will Supajee, I will be thinking about just conceding to get out of this.
Now, if the Elf player's computer has exploded, do the Orcs end up with the win?
No.
Damn.
Hey! He decided to go for it.
There we go.
You might as well run it in. If you do all the hard work, you might as well just run it in. Yep.
Well, on that note, thank you for having me, Kay.
You're welcome.
And I'm going to shoot off now, but I will speak to you, Purple Chest, tomorrow.
Yeah, have a good one, guys.
Thanks, my friend.
All right, mate. Take care, guys.
Crank up content for some desperate locks down ears.
Yeah, people want you, but I'm sure
It's
we
like
can.
a friend party that's not going well, and you still feel you need to stay till the end. This.
Yeah, it would be quite a brute just to like just an escape, quit replay. Hey, hello, Hagram. And more revolts. Oh, this game has been weird. But congratulations, Nîme. Nîme I have no clue how you say that. So let's go with Nîme and commiseration to Supajee. And well done for both to get to the semi-final, and now for Nîme to go to the final. It's not an easy ride.
No, it's been a very competitive league, the TSD league. And Supajee did incredibly well to get there. Clearly didn't have his best game this time.
No.
Right, and I'm gonna ring off I think we put the podcast off till tomorrow. So I'm
Yeah.
I'm gonna a couple of other things I'm gonna try.